Welcome back to News 3 Today. Bullitt County has a 29% poverty rate, which means close to 1 out of 3 people there may go to bed hungry. Well, this weekend, Feed the Boro is holding another food drop to help in the fight against food insecurity. Don Poe is the organization's chair. He joins us now with more. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all you do in the community to help people who need, basic food. Let's talk about what's going on in Bullitt County right now, because we know the effects of Helene are wide and still around. What's going on right now?
Oh, right now, of course, everybody's in the same boat. We're no showers, no electricity, and no air conditioning. So it's all been, I was telling some people last night that this 20 years now we'll be talking about the good old days of the hurricane. But Bullitt County is the same way. We're struggling there, but we're coming back very strong. We have opened up a lot of resources in Bullitt County. It's a very giving community. Number one I'm going to talk about is there's a church here, Pittman Park Methodist Church, and for the last 4 or 5 days since this has really hit, they've opened up. They have showers, meals, cooling centers, recharging phones, and just things like that are so simple, but they're so complicated in a hurricane. So they're doing that. But this morning, before we left to come down here, we set up a food distribution, which will be at Pittman Park Church starting at 1 o'clock today for about 500 families. We'll have food, ice, and again, you can take a shower if you want to. So we're trying to do everything right there at Pittman Park on Gentilly Road. But there's a great resource center. It's Grice Connect there in Statesboro, who has a complete, if you want to know what's going on, you got to go to Grice Connect in the local community, or watch your channel,
or
of course.
Watch us, right?
Exactly.
That would be our first option.
Yeah, but that would be the way to go. But we're just very excited to be able to pass this news on. Today will be the last day really that you could trust your freezers with food in it. And past today, if you open that freezer and everything's not rock solid hard, you need to get rid of it. So we already had scheduled for this upcoming Saturday a 1,000 family food drop. We've been doing this for a little bit over 4 years. Well, we give away once a month to 1,000 families enough food for a family of 4 to have 2 meals a day for a week. Okay, it works out to like 56,000 meals. And we do that by local sponsors. We're not a government organization, so none of that. We're a completely volunteer organization. There's no payrolls, no salary, nothing like that. Just people getting together trying to help people. And we couldn't do it. You guys have a great resource here in Savannah, Second Harvest.
Yes.
I heard you mention them just a moment ago. My goodness gracious, we couldn't do this without Second Harvest. They're great friends of ours and help us out. But our food drop this weekend will be at Statesboro High School. We start distribution at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're usually actually done with giving out 3 semi-loads of food by 10:15. It's so fast because we are the Chick-fil-A of food giveaway, as I like to say. But we'll be starting that at 8 o'clock at Statesboro High School, but you need to be in line early. If you show up at 8 o'clock and get in line, we'll probably be able to give you something, but it might just be a couple apples, okay? So please come early if you'd like to do that.
Because all of this is on a first come, first served basis, but when disasters like Helene happen, then the need is greater. People that you haven't served before will probably be in line.
Yes, ma'am. We fully anticipate that, because if you empty out your freezer today, and you want to put something back in there, and we are, at this food drop, we're going to try to, as much as possible, stress it on high protein meats and things of this nature. However, a lot of that depends too on the electrical grid back in Statesboro, because if the electricity is still down, I don't want to give you a bunch of chicken to take home and then have it go bad. So we don't want to do that. So, but no matter what we're giving away, it'll be good, wholesome food, which is the important thing.
So something else that's important is many hands make light work. So you always need volunteers. You always need donations, because that's a big part of what you do.
You're right. Well, again, we're not a government agency, so there's nothing. Once a month, I don't receive a check from the city, the state, or the federal government. What we do, it's all by community volunteers. And that's where our labor comes from. And yeah, we're going to need volunteers this time, but you can go to feedtheboro.com. There's a volunteer link and sign up to help us right there, okay? And it all takes money. Everything in the world takes money to make go round and round, okay? And every time we do one of these food drops, it costs Feed the Boro approximately $5,000. So that's what I do. I try to raise money. And so it takes about $5,000 every time we do this. Of course, we couldn't buy 3 semi-trucks of food for $5,000 if it wasn't for the great folks at Second Harvest. So it's all kind of a
community effort.
Community effort,
yes,
exactly.
Right. Thank you, Don Poe, for joining us today. Here's the information once again on your screen. Feed the Boro's next food drop is this coming Saturday, starting at 8 o'clock, but get in line early. It's at Statesboro High School. For more information, just go to our website, wsav.com/feedtheboro. You made this interview so easy because you answered all of my questions before I could even ask them. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay with us. It's time now to take a look at our forecast with Alyssa. Good morning, Alyssa.